The name Mia Sara may remind you of Ferris Bueller's beautiful and extremely refined, but fun-loving girlfriend, Sloane Peterson, with her white fringe jacket, poolside nightgown, and fabulous taxicab black sunglasses. Or perhaps the name brings to mind images of the mysterious Princess Lily, girlfriend of the god of darkness, Tim Curry, and the love-struck fairy tale hero, Tom Cruise, of the 1985 cult fantasy film Legend. No matter which cinematic figure you associate Mia Sara, born Mia Sara Pocchiello, one thing is for sure. She's at least as intelligent, interesting, and versatile in real life as she is in any of her film roles. And although she has continued to act, albeit sparingly, her other artistic accomplishments are in many ways more impressive than her status as a major pop culture figure. Watch the video to find out what Sara is up to. And remember the era that made Bueller, a forever memorable name in every household and classroom. Being Ferris Bueller at age 17 wasn't fun. As enlightening as filming Ferris Bueller may have been, it was also fraught with anxiety, or so Mia Sara explained in an interview with Total Film by A Game's Radar. Of the main cast, I was the only actual adolescent. So unfortunately for me, it was like having your most awkward adolescent year forever memorialized, she said. The cast were all lovely, but mostly my experience was feeling very out of my depth and, flailing. That's just the honest truth. I wish I could say it was a lot of fun, but it wasn't for me. Sara also commented on her present feelings about the onslaught of publicity that accompanied the film. If it were coming out today with the same kind of reception and with what you have to deal with now in terms of attention and publicity, I think I probably would have dug a hole and never come out. But it wasn't like that back then. That time an inferno devastated the set of Legend and everyone was crying. In real life, the making of Legend was something considerably less than a fairy tale process, or so Sara explained in a late-80s interview with Eye on the Movies with Corey Brunish. Speaking about the fire that famously broke out on the set of Ridley Scott's beloved fantasy film, she recalled coming out of lunch only to be confronted by an inferno that had engulfed the set's largest building. All of a sudden the sky was black. You can't believe it's gone. The entire studio was there. Everyone was crying. It was just gone, she said. The show must and did go on, but the whole thing was symbolically disturbing, considering that the film featured several scenes that were more or less set in hell, or at least in a realm of darkness that was designed to conjure up fire and brimstone. Not exactly the kind of experience that's going to make any actress want to keep acting, let alone one who has already said acting isn't her first love. A teen girl acting alongside Hollywood legends to mere reviews. In 1987, right after playing Sloane Peterson, Mia Sara made miniseries waves starring in Queenie, a mini-epic based loosely on the life of actress Merle Oberon. Trailers for the program were melodramatic, but Sara's not exact but close enough resemblance to Oberon was striking, and the then-still teenage Sara got to act alongside the likes of film legends Claire Bloom and Kirk Douglas. Not every critic liked the series, which was based on author Michael Korda's 1985 novel of the same name. The New York Times called it a sumptuous 5-hour tinker toy and was less than enthusiastic about Sara's performance. But the 80s were, after all, the age of Lifetime television and other cheesy melodramas, and Sara later told the Chicago Tribune, whose journalists were much kinder, that she loved making the TV movie even though filming conditions were so extreme that she apparently became ill with sunstroke at one point. Her biggest film after Ferris Bueller was alongside Jean-Claude Van Damme in 1994's Time Cop. Though Mia Sara's film work has largely flown under the uber-popular radar since 1980 SX's Ferris Bueller's Day Off, she has, in fact, been working more or less steadily in the industry since then. Her most high-profile role since Sloane Peterson, however, was probably as Melissa, the love interest of Jean-Claude Van Damme, in 1994's Time Cop. Following many of the same themes as movies like The Terminator, Time Cop is a story about time travel and love racing against both corruption and the clock. Reviews were mostly lukewarm, but Sara had fun working with Van Damme, as she later explained on Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Jean-Claude Van Damme is really sort of boyish and kind of sweet and shy, she said. In the same interview, Sara humorously recalled that the semi-revealing scene she'd been required to do had temporarily inspired her ultra-traditional grandmother to stop speaking to her. She married and divorced Sean Connery's son, Jason. Mia Sara met her soon-to-be first husband, Jason Connery, fellow actor and son of the late legendary actor Sean Connery, on the set of the 1995 TV movie Bullet to Beijing. The couple tied the knot the following year and welcomed son Dashiell Quinn Connery in 1997. But by 2002, it was all over between them. During a 2004 interview with The Times, Connery admitted the divorce was incredibly hard for him, and indeed it came as a complete shock. I suddenly saw all the parallels between my dad, my mom, and me, because they were both actors like my ex and I, he added. Connery also asserted his desire to deal with the split better and more privately than his father did, without any of it playing out in the press, via the Standard. It seems they managed to do. So in 2004, Connery confirmed to the BBC that the former couple was actively co-parenting their son and continued to share custody. She's done a lot of fairy tale themed work, though her acting career hasn't been booming. What started with Legend didn't end there. Sara's fairy tale-esque film and television credits are undeniably notable, even if her body of work, as a whole, is widely disparate. In 2011 and 2012, she played Princess Langwidere in The Witches of Oz, a story that IMDb intriguingly summarized as Dorothy Gale discovers that her best-selling novels are actually based on suppressed childhood memories of her time in Oz, and that she may be in danger of experiencing it all over again. Sara also appeared in 2001's Jack and the Beanstalk, The Real Story, and 2002's Lost in Oz, and voiced Princess Daisy in 2000's Little Insects. All of which is great news for a brand new generation of young fans, many of whom may have grown up streaming Legend themselves. It goes to show that starting out playing a princess just might mean royalty fringe benefits for the duration of one's career. Here's how she's connected to the Muppets' Mia Sara, and the Muppet Show. The association isn't as far-fetched as some might think. Sara's husband, and the father of her daughter Amelia Jane, is puppeteer, producer, and director Brian Henson, son of the legendary puppeteer Jim Henson. Some might call it a match made in movie heaven. Jim Henson directed fantasy films like 1982's The Dark Crystal and 1980 SX's Labyrinth were a cult and now nostalgic staple of the era every bit as much as 1985's Legend was. But the connection is more than just thematic. According to Henson's official website, Sara auditioned for the lead role in Labyrinth, which famously went to Jennifer Connelly. As fate would have it, the audition brought Sara, who also has a child with Sean Connery's son, Jason, to whom she was married for many years, into contact with the Henson clan, and the rest is history. With 2 kids and a husband in the entertainment industry, focusing less on acting no doubt gave Sara opportunities to spend more time with family. Mia Sara played Harley Quinn in 2002's Birds of Prey long before Margot Robbie made her mark on Harley Quinn in a project called Birds of Prey. No less, Mia Sara played the fan-favorite comic book anti-heroine in a short-lived TV show of the same name. Birds of Prey ran from 2002 to 2003, comprising just 14 episodes total. Funnily enough, Mark Hamill, who has long voiced the Joker in the animated Batman series and is a fan favorite to boot, appeared in the show alongside the likes of Aaron Paul, Dina Meyer, and AJ Machaca. Sara absolutely loved playing Quinn, telling Total Film, via Games Radar, that the project was a blast. "I would do that forever," she said. The Ferris Bueller's Day Off star also shared her disappointment that the show was canceled, gushing, "I had a fantastic time making that. I love all that stuff. I'm just a sci-fi/fantasy/horror type gal." In fact, although she prefers to watch more serious fare, Sara acknowledged, why acting soul is kinda schlocky. "That's what's fun to me. Maybe she'll come out of retirement from Marvel or DC someday. She only occasionally gets recognized for this weird reason." One might think that an actress like Mia Sara would be continually recognized, even 30 years after her most iconic roles. Though she does, in fact, look mostly the same, more like a slightly older or mom-ish version of her former self. She told Glamour about the surprising reasons people occasionally still approach her. "Most of the time, People think they went to high school with me, she revealed in the 2009 interview, and even went on to write a column in the literary magazine Barrel House titled, Not Your High School Girlfriend. Nevertheless, once a teenage icon, always a teenage icon. In the same interview, Sara spoke about the famous white fringe jacket she wore in Ferris Bueller she was apparently allowed to keep it, though she's since misplaced it. I'm always in favor of more glamour, she said. I embarrass my children, I think. I am a lady in feathers in the carpool line. She writes poetry as of late. Mia Sara has turned all her creative attention to what she considers to be her true passion, poetry. In 2016, she did an in-depth interview with the Volga, a division of the Cossack Review, in which she admitted she wasn't happy as an actress. It was something I felt I could do, and I needed to work, and I got lucky at the get-go. However, I was never going to be the kind of actress I admire, because I just didn't have the drive for the process, she said. Instead, writing is where she finds passion and happiness. Sara's publishing credits continue to accumulate and can be viewed on her official website. She's also written some insightful film essays, like this one about the movie An American in Paris, in which she describes her hometown of New York City in the late 70s and early 80s as a hot mess, a city with a hangover, still wearing its wilted corsage, clinging to its dignity and the beautiful bones. Mia Sara has focused on parenthood. Mia Sara first rose to prominence in 1983 with a role on the soap opera All My Children. But since the 2000s, the actor has focused more on her own children. Since welcoming her son Dashiell Connery with then-husband Jason Connery in 1997, Sara has considered parenthood to be one of her biggest commitments. In 2004, her parenting duties doubled when she welcomed a daughter, Amelia Henson, with her husband, Brian Henson. This, of course, left less time for acting. As the Mirror reported, Sara once told Total Film that she was too engaged in raising her 2 children to be interested in film. Now I'm a mother with a really noisy, difficult house to maintain, she reportedly said. These days, Sara's Instagram offers a glimpse into her life with Dashiell and Amelia. Per the actor's photos, she enjoys going out and about with her kids. In one post, she shared a picture of the duo at Christmas time in Bruges, Belgium. Another featured Sara posing in front of the New York City skyline with Amelia. Throughout her posts, Sara expresses a consistent sense of admiration and wonder toward her children. Below the photo of Amelia in New York, Sara wrote, "She's my hero, #proud mama." And, in a thoughtful birthday message to Dashiell, the actor, gushed, "Mr. Boy, happy 21st, my angel. Bowled over with gratitude to be with you. Love you to the moon and back," via Instagram. Mia Sara Pacillo age and birthplace. Do you know how old is Mia Sara Pacillo? We have provided her birth date and other related information here. You must have heard that her birthday is on June 19th, 1967. Currently, she is 58 years old. She was born in Brooklyn Heights, New York, United States. Mia Sara education. School. St. N.S. School, Brooklyn, New York, 1985. Mia Sara career. Profession, actress. Known for Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Debut. Films, Legend. Television, Queenie. Net worth, $2.5 million approximate. Family and relatives. Father, Jerome Sara Pocchiello. Mother, Diana Sara Pocchiello. Brother, none. Sister, Cassie Sara Pacciello. Marital status, married. Married, Brian Henson, M. 2010. Know of children, 2. Son, Dashiell Connery. Daughter, Amelia Jane Henson. Past relationships. Jason Connery, 1996 to 2002. Ex-husband.